Lounge. It's an important day, the 3rd day of December. It is International Day of People with Disability for 2025, and we thought let's celebrate that with ADL Support Services. Lisa River is here. Lovely to see you. Merry Christmas.
And you, Merry Christmas to you.
Is it too early to say Merry Christmas, 3rd of December? What's the tipping point for that, do you think?
Oh, look.
Are you saying it to people now?
We've got really strict rules in our house where we don't put the Christmas tree up to the 1st of December, which I know is very anti-South Australian.
Yeah, well...
However, in my defence, I spent the first 5 years of my life in New South Wales. So the pageant thing is not quite solidified in our history.
My mother was even more of a Scrooge. We didn't put ours up until the 12th of December because then the 12 days of Christmas leads in.
Noted. No, well, I'll let the kids know we've got to take it down.
Well, we've had ours up for a month. As soon as the pageant's on, we're in. Hey, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you for coming in. It is an important day, isn't it, to recognise?
It's a super important day. It's a super important day to recognise basically 20% of our little South Australia or country.
What was it that made you get into the field? What was it that drove you and said, you know what, this is what I want to dedicate my life to and get enjoyment from?
What drove me was just seeing a really, really big need in South Australia for people to have age-appropriate support. So one of my family members was going through a rehabilitation after having some brain surgery, and it became really, really clear to me that there was a bit of a gap in and this was before the dreaded word that we don't want to mention today, the NDIS, was rolled out. So even before the NDIS was rolled out, I could see there was this gaping hole for young people to receive age-appropriate care.
Yep. And that's why it's so important, the services that you offer, services that are available for people, because you talk about that historically, there would not have been that for a lot of people.
No, what they were reliant on was the aged care system, which though is very good in looking after older people.
Yeah. Correct.
But my loved one wasn't old at all. He was in his early 30s, and so he had wants, needs and desires to be treated and have peers in his early 30s.
And that's why the work that you do, you will get great satisfaction from it because you can see firsthand that you're making a difference.
Absolutely. And bit by bit, sort of just from me and an idea and a mobile phone and a laptop, we've now got a team of just over 100. So every sort of new birth, a new role and a new structure, a new client that we take on, it's that passion that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so perhaps what might have started the passion is now being fueled by all those other stories that have come along as well.
I was on your website last night, adlsupportservices.com.au. I went to the About Us page or the Meet the Team page, and you're right. I'm scrolling and scrolling like it goes for it. You got so many great staff members there.
And I love that you looked at that. And I love one of the things that we really, really love, again, coming from that place of, okay, who would have I wanted to have looked after my family member?
Yep.
One of those things that really stood out to me was that I wanted to be able to see the people that were looking after my loved one. I wanted to sort of lift that veil on our industry and go, hey, these are our faces, kind of like, and it's funny that Bronte's in the next room, kind of like what real estate do. You go onto a real estate page or you even drive past a house that's for sale, chances are you're going to see the person's face that's selling it.
Yes.
So cool, let's do that as well.
Yep.
Let's actually put our faces out there and go, hey, these are the people that are going to be looking after your people.
I don't know if it's a coincidence, but they all have very kind faces too. What I noticed is there's a real mix. Like there's some young ladies, there's some older ladies, there's older men, there's younger men. So again, like your clients, the people looking after, they're not just carbon copy, are they? It covers all varieties.
Absolutely. We like to say there's a place for everyone at ADL Support Services. So, those entry-level things, obviously we screen people. That's the most important thing we can do is to make sure that we're putting the right people into vulnerable people's homes. However, the people that work for me come from all range of backgrounds, whether it be factory workers, mechanics, school teachers, hairdressers, and they bring all of that knowledge with them to be looking after our people because our people are just as diverse as our staff.
Plus your life skills that you gain for all of that as well. Is it an easy industry to join? If people are listening to us now saying, right, I want to do something that's rewarding, something that gives back, how do they go about joining yourself in the industry?
Well, the first thing they'd need to do is to reach out to us because we like to brag and say that we are most certainly the best employer in the state for our industry. We've got a really, really high retention rate. We put a lot of effort into not just hiring and finding the right people, but also keeping them as well. For a company that's not quite 9 years old, I've got staff that have been with me for just as long.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. We've got a couple of our foundation staff members now sort of leading divisions, which is really, really cool. So In terms of entering the industry, there's definitely some entry-level positions that people can join, and a lot of the time they'll come to us and they'll join at an entry-level position. So they might come to us, and once they've met their screenings, and we then put them through an induction process where they sort of learn all of the basics that they need to know and add in some first aid and some bits and pieces.
Yep.
They'll start at an entry level, and then they might go on to continue to study, and then there's lots of different roles that they can go into through study as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. You talk about that, and that's a credit to you and your team, because I think if you have people that are there from day one, you're 9 years into your journey. They've been with you for the best part, if not all 9 years. Like, that's a real, in a day and age when people change jobs like they change their jocks, they're moving. Side story. There was a lady who just retired from the House of Chow, Rosie Chow. 38 years,
Did not know
Ros.
that.
She had 7 workers over 30 years.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So that's from your leadership role, from your executive, from the top tier. If you create that kind of workplace that people want to work in, they'll never leave, which is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's really rewarding also to be able to generate those sustainable jobs.
And that would be the same for your clients and the people that you work for, because they would not want constant change either, I would imagine. They would get to know people and love that person and get to deal with them.
Absolutely.
On and off.
When we, like I said, we don't want to talk about all the negatives of the funded body at the moment, but certainly one of the little clinches is the amount of information that's lost on a client and their history when they go from provider to provider to provider. It's actually really scary, some of the things that can get lost.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I do feel if we can, clients, it's in the best interest of clients to have that longevity of care as well.
That familiarity, for sure. It's like when you change jobs in super. Good luck trying to find all of that. And this is far more important because, as you say, it's all about their personal information. Are there people in particular you're looking for to recruit, and why?
Yeah, well, look, we're always looking for people that want to work in our industry. That would be the first. And to be able to work in our industry is people that want to look after people. They don't necessarily have to have an interest around a certain condition or around sort of certain disabilities or so forth. It's just people wanting to support people. That would be the basic entry level. And like I said, getting in touch with us, and then we can look at where you're at and what more you need. Car and licenses are unfortunately a necessity in our industry, though we do have a handful of facilities. We still need people to be able to drive when they work in those facilities and have a reliable car. So
it's like you will find a round peg and you'll find the right round hole for that person, won't you? You need a good egg first. Once you've got the good person, then you can find the role for them.
Yeah, skills are relatively easy to instill in people when we're talking about certain positions. I mean, Cert 3 we can get done, across a short period of time, even sometimes when we've partnered with some RTOs that can fast track some of that stuff. So if that's something that's required, we can fast track that. First aids and clearances and stuff like that. Thankfully, we're only talking about a couple of weeks to be able to get people into roles, which is really cool, and the need is absolutely there.
Yep, well done. I know it's the International Day of People with Disability today, but it's an all year round thing. So,
absolutely.
But it is great that on a day like today we can showcase that. What do we do now? So people are hearing this, they're inspired. Maybe it's for themselves, maybe it's for a loved one, child, grandchild, somebody they know looking for careers. Great industry, great team to be around. What do we do? What's the first thing we should do?
First thing would be to jump on our website or onto any of our social medias, and there'll be links on there on how to apply and reach out to us. We've got our own special little section, like I said before, our recruiters in the next door there, ready to roll. So jump in onto our websites, onto our social media, and get in touch, and we can look at where you are at the moment, and what opportunities we could potentially have for you in the next month or two. And
the beauty is you're right across SA too. Like, you've got services everywhere from Metro to the Barossa to the Hills to Mount Barker and even Goolwa, like down south.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can go anywhere. Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Amazing. All right. So ADL Support Services, all one word, adlsupportservices.com.au. Lisa River is my guest. Lovely to see you as always.
And you.
What's it look like for you and your team leading up to Christmas? Does it ever stop? Is it busier? Quiet?
No, definitely not. Unfortunately, Christmas can be a really tricky time for some people. So we certainly try to keep things as normal as possible. In terms of celebration, we're going to be celebrating today being a really special day with the group of our clientele. It was sort of offered up to all of the clients, and there's a decent group that are going to come tonight. We're going out for, I heard you speaking about schnitzels before. That's exactly what we're all having for dinner tonight.
Nice. Where are we going? Anywhere in particular? Should we just mention? You might get a discount.
I'm trying to think where we're going. We are going to... Roulette's Tavern next to Parafield Airport.
Oh, go next
Friend of
door.
yours. Yep.
Jamie and Sam, the best guys in the entire world.
No
Honestly.
shit.
Have you ever been into Pal's? Right next door to Roulette's. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. It's an airport hangar. Beer, wine, spirits, everything you need. You need a gift like while you're there?
Constantly.
There you go. Go next door.
I'll tell them you sent me.
Say hello.
I will.
They're great guys. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in. Merry
My
Christmas
pleasure.
again
Thank
to you
you.
and your team. Lisa River from adlsupportservices.com.au. Check out the website, folks, and celebrate International Day of People with Disability 2025. Great team to work for. If that's something that interests you or somebody you know and you love, you can do that via the website.